Hi guys. Oh, hi guys. Welcome back. Well, I think I have no heart. If this book was a spice, it'd be flour. Girl, she had drama. Good lord. Welcome back to my channel. My name's Caitlin, if you didn't know, and I do a bunch of bookish videos. And if you like that, you might as well stick along. I'm gonna be reading bad reviews of my favorite books on Goodreads. The great thing about books is that everyone has a different point of view and everyone sees things differently. My favorite book might not be someone else's, and their favorite book might not be mine. Okay, so I'm gonna be on my phone most of the time, but I promise I'll be telling you guys the ratings. So I think the first one we're gonna start with was A Court of Mist and Fury. That one's the book that like really got me into reading, and it was one of my 5-star reads. Oh my god. Okay, and I'm going to be blocking out people's names. I don't want to like call them out or anything. Like if that doesn't work for them, that's totally okay. So I will be doing that. Okay, so this person said, first of all, this is marked a high fantasy. You have got to be kidding me. I've skimmed through the entire book. I still have no clue why it's popular. A Court of blah 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 is boring as hell. Characters are infuriating and tiresome. I think we all agree it's just plain wrong if a middle-aged man tries to get into a teenager's pants, but it's all hotness if you stretch the age gap from decades to centuries. Okay, sex scenes were laughable and cringeworthy. I call this erotica for children. Don't look at me, I'm not the one who wrote it. Plot, was there any? Whatever it was, I found it painfully predictable. Surely I can't be the one who finds the term mate utterly ridiculous. Honestly, the mate thing like didn't get to me. Like I didn't care, but I know a lot of people got mad about it, and I don't know why. And I understand like it was kind of a lot that she was saying it. I think in Echo where she said it a lot. And then she said, update, what's with everyone snarling all the time? Someone look up how many times the word snarl was used. Someone actually checked and it was used 50 plus times. Okay, that was funny. Okay, and then she also says, oh, give me a fucking break already. The main character be like, I live in a castle with my super hot fiance who loves the shit out of me. Ugh, and now I'm super beautiful and strong and shit. Could my life get any worse? Oh my god, she is so annoying. If I were Tamlin, I'd throw her ass back on the street. Girl! She had drama! Good lord, A Court of Mist and Fury is the biggest pile of crap I've ever wasted my money purchasing. Sarah J. Maas, I have learnt my lesson. My pre-order of Empire Storms has been cancelled, and I will never start reading a new series by her until it is completely finished and has been vetted in full by people I trust. Good, okay. Oh god, I'm so incredibly heartbroken that Sarah J. Maas has once again betrayed my trust and destroyed a series I love. Let's talk about Rhys. In the first book, he threatens Feyre, he tortures her. Did you all forget the scene where he's twisted the broken bone that is sticking out of her arm just to prove that she needs his help and should make a bargain with him? A bargain that gives him a week of her time every month for the rest of her life. Okay, for the first time I read it, I was like, yeah, I don't remember this happening. Like, I didn't cross my mind, and then now rereading it, I was like, and then, oh, and he also drugs her on a nightly basis to parade her around practically naked in front of a crowd. Apparently he never touches her, but she doesn't remember, so how can we be sure of that? We can be sure of that because of the paint. You remember, like, the paint will only move if it's like him touching or something? I forget, it was like magical, so like if anyone else touched her, he would know. Let's not forget he gave what he thought was her name to Amarantha so that her whole family could be tortured and murdered. That's the hero people think she should be with over Tamlin. Tamlin, who protected her, looked after her family, gave her everything she asked for, and who gave up his own life and the freedom of everyone he cares about just to keep her safe. Yes, he did do that. But then also when she went back to protect him and to try to rescue him, he did nothing. You're telling me this man watched his literal love of his life get tortured and literally murdered? I kind of get sad when people think of Achamoth as that, because I don't know how they don't understand that like it was mostly about trauma, and sometimes you shift from different partners. That one's Achamoth. I'm getting sad seeing those ones. So now, oh my god, we're gonna go to Every Summer After. Some people did not like this book, and I can totally understand why. When I read that part 2, my heart literally broke in 1,000 pieces, but this book was so good to me. I absolutely loved it. The summer vibes were just so good, and I could feel their chemistry because it was like they would go into the past and then the present. So to me, it was literally a jaw-dropping book, and I feel like Carly Fortune's books aren't rom-coms. They're mostly, I feel like they're real loves. I mean, some people can get through these really tough things. If they want to, they will. I'm gonna stop talking. Let's get into these reviews. These ones I know are gonna be bad. Oh my god, this is one of my favorites. I loved you. I know you broke my heart. I know that too. my god. Okay. This person said for 2 stars, I loved the flashbacks. I hated the plot twist and Percy's biggest regret. I did not enjoy the ending at all, especially because it was so fast-paced. That I agree on. It was a little fast-paced. Sam and Percy should not have ended up together. I think they should have. Anyways, I get that people will like forgive and forget things loved ones did to them, but Sam deserved better. I know why Percy ended up in that situation in the first place, but I am not even going to lie. That's no excuse, and it was excused. I kind of agree on that. I feel like there should have been bigger precautions. I feel like it should have taken them a little bit longer to digest what was happening and for them to heal. So that I wish, but also I think that goes with the ending being kind of rushed. So I agree on that, sis. I do. Sam was way too eager, but his emails made sense on what he wanted to focus on. Charlie annoyed me throughout the entire book, and I did not know how to feel about Percy's best friend. I forget about Percy's best friend. Oh yeah, she had this one friend that was like really overbearing and wanted a lot of attention, and she kind of threw Percy under the bridge a lot of times. So I don't know, at the end I'm really glad they were where they were, but also I didn't really like her influence. Like, she was kind of a bad friend. Word, sis. Understandable. So this person said 1.5. This may be a case of false marketing, but I'm still mad about it regardless. I don't want to take away from the people who love this book and future readers who might love it as well, but I did not vibe with it at all. That's okay, babe. If you didn't like it, that's okay. With that in mind, so this one's talking about like the past chapters. So with that in mind, I don't mind reading about 13-year-olds having harmless crushes at first for the sake of the trope, but when that felt like 75% of the book was reading from a horny teenager's perspective as the book went on, adult me was actually pretty uncomfortable with it. That makes sense because when we started, they were like 7 or 8. Like we started when they were children. So this was like a best friends to lovers type book, and we started really young and we saw them throughout every age. I didn't really get uncomfortable by it. I was kind of just like, I want to speed it up, you know? In this entire 300-page novel, we get no growth, only 17 years of miscommunication. Sam, the love interest, was the saving grace of this book, but adult Sam is an idiot. No, I love Sam. I love him so much. He's so cute and I love him so much. No, okay, this person said this was basically love in other words, except I had 0 words. I love you. Okay, my dog's name is Percy. I couldn't take this seriously. This girl was annoying as fuck. I don't think I've ever despised the main character more. Oh my god. Okay, this is spoiler warning right now in 3, 2, 1. This person gave it a 1 star, but she said, I could have just called my ex if I wanted cheating. I'm so sorry. Okay, the main characters should have been Charlie and Delilah. Oh, that's her friends. Okay, so this one actually got really sad because some people like were loving this book and then they couldn't read it anymore because of what happened. And that makes me sad because I was hoping that people could get through it, but I know some people can't, you know? Sorry, hold on. Okay, this person said, so pissed because this was gonna be a solid 4-star read until that damn plot twist happened, which I saw coming and ruined freaking everything. I remember calling Dylan, like Dylan called me as I was reading it. I was like, bro, literally cannot right now. I'm going through it. Like, give me a second. And then I explained the entire plot with him. He's like, yeah, I'll hit you back in just a second. But I agree, like whatever the plot twist that happened was really traumatic, like really bad. Yeah, I feel like that's a good bit to go. But that one has a lot of ups and downs because some people can get through it, some people can't, and I understand that. I get it. So the next book is gonna be Love Redesign. This one was a 5-star recently and I loved it so much. Oh damn. Okay, this one's kind of harsh, but this one's 1 star. She said, I can't believe the same person who wrote the Dirty Air series also wrote this. It was so boring. Aw, there were some times that it kind of was like slowing down, but it did kick up. How is this worse than the books I read on Wattpad when I was 11? Okay. So this one part said, I don't mind cliche storylines. It's just that these characters are also boring. I think I would have liked this book when I was younger though. Why would you be reading this when you're younger? Do not read this book when you're younger. Oh my god, no. That 150 pages of smacks you do not need when you were, no. One person said, why are her books unnecessarily long? This book was an absolute shit show. I freaking loved the fine print and terms and condition by LA. And ever since Final Offer, she has been going downhill. Damn. The miscommunication and just not sharing their feelings when they're adults was where I knew I couldn't enjoy this book. And where were the spice scenes? Girl, what are you talking about? Were we reading the same book. It was kind of a drag in the middle. I definitely see that. But I think it's what gave me a 5-star was the ending and how it all worked out. And I was just so excited. This is not the Lauren Asher. I know I will not be reading the book too. I just wanted Lorenzo, but even if he gets a book, I don't think I can read another train wreck by her. She's lost my loyalty as a reader. Stop it! This person said, y'all should have just went to therapy and called it a day. 530 pages of pure trash. Girl. I don't think this book was proofread, alright? This person said it was awful. I don't hate the book, but I hate myself for finishing it. And then someone said some books do not deserve to be published. She shelved it as read, ew. Yeah, some people just like didn't like it. It was just like too boring. Next book is Silent Patient. Oh yeah, okay, there was this one thing. This person was saying, I hated this book. The women are all tired, cliched stereotypes that often veer into misogyny. For example, Alicia's aunt is described the first time you meet her as an ugly old face pressed to a window, and it only gets worse after that because of course she's fat. Her grotesque, a word actually used in the book, appearance is apparently a mirror of her evil personality. How creative! The author takes that approach over and over again. Young, naturally beautiful women like Alicia and Theo's wife are worthy of interest, while the female characters Theo can't find attractive because they're old, ugly, large, fat, fake, stupid, are only worth his disdain. Beyond that, the prose was tough to get through, and don't get me started on the diary section, which portray Alicia as a woman who either sits in a coffee shop for hours on end, has sex with her husband, or paints him as Jesus. No, I'm not kidding. The captures where she couldn't speak were almost a relief. Overall, the author just seems more invested in getting to the clever twist ending than in writing a full body story with women who seems like, you know, actual people, which is a pity because that clever twist ending had potential. I can see that because there were some times I was like kind of uncomfortable because to Alicia's life, like, she didn't really have anything, and then it was like, oh, sex with my husband. I was kind of like, okay, she's more than that. Someone said not silent enough. No, sweetie. Anyways, someone said this is biggest waste of my fucking time. DNF at 25%. This is terrible. I hope she stays silent. Someone just said fart noise. Someone said stupid ass plot twist, stupid ass book. Okay, as you should. We're gonna go into Queen of Shadows. This one is literally my favorite one of Throne of Glass so far. We'll see what we think of that one. Okay, this one says, I can't support an author who destroys her characters and series for the sake of a ship. I can't support an author who expects me to believe in the dumb excuses she wrote. For instance, Arabin, the greatest assassin, being careless to the point of getting killed in his sleep by a prostitute with almost no training. That was a spoiler. That is true. That part I thought was gonna be a twist, like he was gonna kill Lysandra or something. Like I was really thinking that was gonna happen and then it didn't. Also, the whole Nehemia thing being constantly used as a plot device to justify the diminishment of Cale's character. Literally! Oh my, sorry, that was so loud. Oh my, I was so mad. He made a mistake and it led to someone dying. I get it, but Cale deserves, but like, Nehemia literally planned it. You could not stop her, whether Cale told her or not. Not to mention that there were moments that read like poorly written erotica. It is clear that the author has a creepy crush on one of her characters and self-inserts herself into the main character. This was everything I hoped the series would not be, not continuing. In a nutshell, Queen of Shadows is 10% Aelin being a hypocrite and hating on Cale for no fucking reason. 10% Aelin treating everyone except Rowan like shit for no fucking reason. Agreed. 30% everyone except Cale worshipping Aelin for no fucking reason. Damn. Okay. Yeah, I agree. 35% Selena freaking out because Rowan's bod is hot. 50% other important stuff. Okay. Girl, bye. I roared as I climbed atop my wyvern and left the Throne of Glass fandom. Oh my god, I love you. Okay, this book for me personally was a mess. What I liked, Dorian Cale reunited. Further to explain, Dorian Cale's friendship was beautiful. Seriously, it had all the ups and downs, but in the end they always had each other. One did not survive without the other. Dorian surged from the chair and dropped to his knees beside the bed. He grabbed Cale's hand, squeezing at it as he pressed his brow against his. You were dead, the prince said, his voice breaking. I thought you were dead. Everything was for Dorian, for his friends. For himself, he had nothing left to lose. He was nothing more than a nameless oathbreaker, a liar, a traitor. Okay. Now this is true loyalty and a bond never to be broken again. Manon and her wyverns were great. Manon showed what it means to be human and how loyalty conflicts with love and desire. Oh my god. Aylin was the main problem, and here are all the reasons why. Aylin and her terrible, rude personality. She literally blamed everyone else around her for what was going on. She accused Caleb of not killing the king when he had the chance to him. But, hello, you were the whole time as a king's assassin. True. You could have done the same, you ignorant fool. But the out of characterization, Selena was so out of character, it was ridiculous. And no, she wasn't being queenly, she was just being a straight bitch. We're gonna talk about 7 Year Split. This one was a 5-star for me. I loved this book. And I know it was like really hyped, so it is definitely a good one. This one said so stupid, it was so highly rated. I'm wondering whether I read the same book as everyone else. I don't know what y'all are on about this, but this was bad. DNF, boring and predictable, very slow and not well written. Slow, boring, and forced. Not into reading woke books, wish it had been labeled. So it's mostly like, someone said hated this stupid lemon book. And then we're going to do Lastly Beach Read. I've been talking about books like for 30 minutes. So we're gonna do Lastly Beach Read and then we will wrap this up. Beach Read I think is a lot of people's favorites. It's definitely one of mine. I love reading it. His eyes were doing this thing, the Gus thing, and it made my chest flutter almost painfully. I don't get it. What am I missing here? If I had to read another Crooked Smile again, I'm going to die. How do people cry while reading this? I wanted to bang my head against a wall. I think I have no heart. No, I don't think I cried either. DNF, the female character is annoying, can't help it. Somebody lied to her several times and told her that she was fly, hot, and sexy and beautiful, and she's nothing like that. She's nothing of the sort. Oh. Damn! Alright, little, you know, girls supporting girls. If this book was a spice, it'd be flour. Sometimes, like, spice isn't the point of books, you know, and I feel like spice culture, especially for book talk, has been going crazy, and people are not caring about the plot. I feel like I was eating bad candy. This is the most disappointing read of 2021. I don't understand the hype of this book. I wish I could unread it. The sweetest book ever. Oops, sorry. I just got diagnosed with diabetics. Okay, yeah. Oh my god. Okay, I'm done. I literally can't do it anymore. Oh my god. Okay. I won't be reading bad reviews of my favorite books anymore. It actually makes me sad. I get that people don't like certain books because it's just not their cup of tea. And I might not like books that they like, but it's kind of sometimes hard seeing it because the way I pictured it was so wonderful. And some people can't see it like that. And it makes me sad, but it's also like, once again, reading is, you know, for everyone. So besides that, that is the end of this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Please give it a like and hit that subscribe button and notification bell so every single time I post. I really hope you guys enjoyed this review. My eyes hurt from staring at my phone. So I'm gonna go chill and I will see you guys next time.